So after 10 years in restaurants and working with every kind of people, getting tipped and getting not tipped by them, and seeing how the internet has a fever talking about tipping, let's delve into the subject together and see if we can come up with a conclusion. Cause should you tip or should you not tip? That is the question. Me, myself, from the beginning of my serving career, I started wondering about tips and how could I increase them. So to do that, I had to understand how tip was created. So let's learn that together, because actually tipping wasn't invented in America. It was invented in Europe. Yes, shocks, waves of shocks to everybody, because Europeans, they don't really tip. So basically 400 years ago in Europe, tipping started being something that it wasn't about being fair, it wasn't about being, a system, but about showing wealth to the other people, and actually asking for promptness, be ready for me. So who would tip first was the rich people, as a way of, I'm important, please take care of me first. When Americans traveled to Europe back in the day, they brought that idea back. And at first, it was not seen as something pleasant to do. It was considered very un-American to tip, like it was classism or being part of a system, which they did not appreciate it. But here's what happens. After the Civil War, restaurants and railroads, they realized that they could hire, which is very interesting, this story. They could hire a lot of nearly freed slaves to work for minimum wage or not paying them at all sometimes, and just rely on people coming in the establishment and tipping them. That would be the living wage they would make. So in America, tipping didn't grow out of generosity, it grew out of a broken system. Instead of employees paying the workers, customers were asked to do it. So as most of the other countries went in the opposite direction, having normal wages and tipping was like a bonus, America went in their own direction, which was, please, let's pay the minimum we can to the servers, and people rely on tip, which is basically the system that is still present today. Now, let's take a look at the present day in each culture, right? Because everybody has their own thing going. Everybody behaves different when it comes to this subject. And for most Americans, right, they will tip. Usually, they will tip at least 20% or more when it comes to good service. If you provide them with everything on time, if you give them the refills, if you made the right notifications and everything went great, you're gonna get